Hey man, it's your boy MMA Habits, and today we have another video. Yes, I'm recording this sort of on the same day as I did last week. I was going to make a reaction to the fight night with Jared Cannonier and Gregory Rodriguez, but unfortunately I had work and I didn't see a single thing. I only saw highlights of Jared Cannonier finishing Gregory Rodriguez. I seen some of the finishes. They were good, but I did not want to go and rewatch it and then give my opinion because I feel as though that it's not the same the next day. You know what I mean? And I'd rather save that for a more important thing. Now, before I even get into this video, I do want to clarify. Yes, I did see the comments with me repeatedly saying "all right." I in the fucking video. I listen, brother. Listen here. I comprehend. Yes, that I did keep saying all right. So if I do say, I'll have a count in the corner, and honestly, I appreciate you guys letting me know because I don't want to come across as that or unwatchable, listenable. You know what I mean? But moving on from all that shenanigans, today we have 5 of the most talented upcoming UFC prospects. This kid's an absolute monster, as Dana White would say. I bet that sounds absolutely beautiful in the audio on this $17.50 mic. But yeah, let's get right into it. Baldy White is happy there. What makes a talented upcoming prospect? This guy right here, I'm the fucking future here. I'm the fucking future. And if Dana, where's my fucking mouse, yo? There it is. If Dana is defending you like this, if you know where that clip is from, you can automatically assume who he's talking about. But if he's defending you like this, you know you're top shit, kid. All right. Listen here, kid. This kid's got talent. This is what Dana White would say. But my criteria, talent, obviously your tool bag, what you have to offer, right? What is your immediate talent level joining the UFC, right? So this, if you're obviously talented, you're going to be looked as a prospect. Simple as. I'm not going off the age of these people. I'm going off more so their age in the UFC. So are they very new? Are they a couple fights in, etc.? Offer something different. Now, a talented upcoming it doesn't necessarily mean they're the most, say, like, not entertaining or entertaining people, but I mean they offer something different. They have a skill set or attributes that the rest of the division might not have, and that's why they get viewed as an upcoming prospect. They're like, oh wow, this guy has more dynamic kicks than the rest of the division, right? Or has better wrestling, etc. So they stand out, right? They're new to the UFC. I just explained that. At least 1 to 2 fights, 3 fights maybe, unranked, etc. Glimpses of greatness. Now it kind of goes hand in hand with offer something different, except you can see like, okay, this person has potential to be top 15, top 10, even top 5 champion, even, and yeah, they just have to show that they're talented enough to be on this list. And obviously, they have to be unranked. They can't be ranked or anything like that. Otherwise, they wouldn't be an up-and-coming prospect. You're there, mate. You're fucking there. All right? Oh, that was one time I said it. I'll never say it again in the video. All right? Now, let's move on to our first upcoming prospect, Mauricio Ruffi. Now, this is a bit of a casuals upcoming prospect. I'm sure everyone's seen this, him spinning the jaw of lion top. Then you got Jamie Malarkey just getting his shit absolutely clobbered. That was a crazy performance. He looked pretty nice, crazy distance management and whatnot. But let's talk about his pros. Obviously, his distance management, his footwork, slick defense, the way he blocks. His hands are very low, but it's like very quick. He'll put them back to his head, sort of like a Philly shell style. He has some Philly shell movement. He moves his head. he does move his head. He moves his head when he's about a counter. So he'll like slip and then throw the right hand, or he'll pull back, do a check hook, and yeah. He has wicked counters, like I just said. He does it off the head movement, and he's shown recently that he's able to go 3 rounds. Now, I'll disclose why it's not. He didn't do it proficiently, but he's shown to go 3 rounds. He doesn't have to finish the guy in the first minute of the first round or the first round in general, right? So overall, very slick, creative fighter. Very exciting to watch. He offers something different compared to the rest of the division. There's no one really moving like him at 155. Now, cons, unfortunately. This guy's honestly, he's probably my favorite fighting nerd at the moment. But he does slow down. If you saw the James Lontop, that's the guy's name, James Lontop or whoever. He was, yes, Rufy was doing well. But I couldn't be the only one to think, like, man, if this dude is going against anyone else in the top 15 that, can pressure him a bit, he's gonna get broken. Like, he could potentially get finished. He's gonna get beat up. I don't know. I've seen him get dropped on the regional scene. Like, I don't know if he's gonna get finished or anything like that, but he definitely slows down. People were impressed by the performance. I wasn't that much. If I'm honest, I saw a big glaring weakness, and that's his not necessarily his cardio, but his ability to adapt to pressure, right? He doesn't deal with pressure too well unless he stumps you in your tracks. But if he doesn't stump you in his tracks, then you're gonna go through him. I do see him getting beaten soon, honestly. Like Bobby Green, I know he's got that. They have sort of the same fighting style. I know I just said there's no one really like him. But that's a very favorable matchup. Bobby's not as fast. He's a bit older, and I think Rufy's is going to play the same game as him and beat him at that. So that's Rufy for you, Mauricio Rufy. Yeah, that's about it. Fuck, why did I stay so long? Anyway, next. I know you haven't really. Some of you guys might have not heard of them. This is when the casuals leave, right? This is a hardcore fan right here, all right? Lonnie Kavanaugh. Lonnie. I think it's Lonnie Kavanaugh from some video I saw. But yeah, if you don't know, now you know. He had that front kick to 1-2 KO and on the Dana White Contender Series. Very nice KO. Very reminiscent of Sean O'Malley, I would say. But I became intrigued. I'm like, okay, who is this guy? And his last UFC performance wasn't that impressive. But if you watch him on the regional scene, I know it's Cage Warriors and just a bunch of British fucks who, there's not much wrestlers there, right? Like, so a lot of these Cage Warrior guys, they come over to the UFC and they kind of get exposed. But for now, this guy has some crazy fast low kicks, crazy fast body kicks, nice, in general, fast kicks, but even with his hands, like, he's got very, very fast hands. Not necessarily the crisp. He's got crisp hands, but it's not, like, overwhelmingly, like, Ilia Topuria level technique with the boxing. But he's got very good footwork. He darts in and out very well. Very hard to find on the feet. But his spin kicks, if you watch him, his spin kicks, he's really hurt people with that. He's landed it kind of at will at some points. Yeah, I really like him. I really like his fight style. If you watch him fight, you're like, wow, this dude's really impressive. He's kind of decent size for 125, so I would want to see him at the top of 125 because I know it's a very shallow division. And if I'm honest, I don't know if he's going to get there, right? And I'm gonna start bringing up the cons. He can get caught. If you watch him in the regional scene, for the majority of the fight, you're like, oh my god, this dude's picking him apart. Like he's not getting touched. He's the one fucking him up. He's landing hard kicks, hard punches. Next thing you know, he just gets dropped. Like either it's a flash knockdown or just a knockdown. He does get caught. He does have some subpar defense. His hands aren't necessarily low; they're just away from his body. So when you pin your elbows to your body, let's say. His aren't, but when you do, you can absorb the shot. Your hands, your defense is going to be a lot better. You're going to be able to deflect more shots. But His hands are sort of extended. He's got that Darren Till, what else? UK fighter, kind of has that just like stand tall and proud, like Cyril Gahn. Those guys can get caught. They're kind of in their flow. I would describe this Loner Kavanaugh as a flow state fighter, but very impressive. And he does get dropped in some of his big fights. So hasn't been dropped in the UFC yet, but don't be surprised when you see it. All right. Next, I did say all right. Fuck. Islam Dulatov, right? The Mogger himself. This guy, he kind of came out of nowhere, if I'm honest. I saw his video on like the Dana White Contender Series, and I seen the knockout, and it was like a beautiful. I don't even know if it was like an elbow or tomahawk elbow, but it was sick. It was like brutal as hell. But I remember seeing him on TikTok like Mogger. I'm like, oh, you know, that's just UFC fighters model. And then I see him on the Contender Series. I'm like, oh shit, this guy's actually good. But some of his pros is he's very fast and powerful. I wouldn't say powerful, but more so fast. If he's got crazy hand speed, he kind of punches like a pansy. I'll get into that in a second. But he's got crazy physicality. He's very tall and he's like very muscular for the division. He kind of overwhelms you, right? If you watch his fights, he sort of just runs at them. Throws a bunch of combinations, that maybe throws some knees in the clinch, and you fall over. Not everything looks crazy powerful. It just looks like he's just putting it on you. He's got that. He kind of has that brunt physical specimen style to him. Sort of how I used to wrestle in high school. I would just like run out, try and slam the kid. If the kid didn't get down, he was gonna get down. Now we're gonna get to the cons. That kind of leads into this. Potentially weak gas handling. I don't know if is it just me or like some fighters you can see them. I'm like, yeah, you're not gonna go past like 2 rounds. Like, he's very heavily muscled up. He kind of has that Hamzat Chimaev mentality, or another German, the Chechen or wherever Dagestani is. Fuck, what's his face? He lost to Strickland. He lost to Caio Baraujo. Fuck. I don't want to just sit here and think of him. But he has that same sort of deal, kind of same build, heavily muscled up. Can kind of go for 1 round. But I know I'm saying this like it's a foregone conclusion. But I do see that. I don't see him having the craziest, cardio. He punches like a pansy. You've ever seen him punch? He does not return his hands to his face. He kind of just keeps them out there and just keeps punching. And at 185, you're getting hit by someone, 200 plus in the cage multiple times like that after weight cutting. Yeah, you're going to go down. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to get dropped, right? But that's another thing. He relies too much on his physicality in the first round too much. I don't see him. I could see this guy losing pretty soon. I don't want it. I don't want him to, because he's Mogger. But yeah, and he has lackluster defense. I remember seeing him getting hit in the face. Kid was just staring there, looking at his bitch ass, doing nothing. Like look. He's like, okay, now I go. I'm like, what are you gonna get? What if you get hit by like, I don't fucking know, like Jared Cannonier? Like RoboCop, or like who? You're gonna get slumped. Like you're gonna get hurt. All right. Shit. Why do I keep saying it at the end? But it's okay. At least it's not consecutively. Next, Esteban Ribovic. I like him. I really do like his style. I didn't even know that was the same guy who did that head kick to McKinney and that beat Daniel Zellhuber. I'm like, oh shit. I mean, that's a 2-in-1 package right there. But some of his pros, he's got really good pressure. He's got that very unique style to where he's bobbing and weaving. And it's not like he can just punch. He can throw kicks, so he's not in that heavy boxing style. He's bobbing and weaving. He's coming in. He's throwing. He's finding his way every time. Like, he's going to pressure you, and he's going to get inside, even if you're a long-range guy like Daniel Zellhuber, who's doing very well. He's very impressive. He's not on this list because obviously he lost to Esteban Ribovic. He has really good inside boxing, and he's got insane combos. He's got that sort of same effect with like Dustin Poirier when they have you hurt, they don't really let you off the hook. Not the same level because Dustin finishes people the majority of the time, but yeah, he has that crazy like he has crazy combos. When he's hurt you. Like he's coming at you. It's really fun to watch. He moves his head quite well. He's really good on the inside, as I just mentioned. And yes, he does have finishing ability on top of all of that. He got a little pop to him, got a little muscle in them punches. But yeah, he's really high volume, and I really like watching him. I definitely want to see him at the top because he's gritty. He's been proven, right? Sort of. He's been proven. He's been hurt. He's come back from Daniel Zellhuber and put it on him even 10 times harder, right? Some of his cons, I don't really see too many cons, but obviously he has cons, but he can overexert himself. I saw in the Daniel Zellhuber fight, he just kept ripping. And eventually, obviously, you're not going to, if he's not going down, they're in Mexico, they're not going to stop it for Daniel Zellhuber. He's got to, take control of himself a bit. I know that's a very common thing that fighters do. They overexert themselves, but it's just a critique I want to look for. He can be hurt. He's been shown to be able to get hurt. And, yeah, he definitely can get hurt. He can get picked apart also. I do see that as a possibility. I know Daniel Zellhuber's a long-range guy, and he kind of proved that, or Esteban proved that he can fight someone long and rangey, but I don't really see it. Maybe someone like a little bit longer, like Ignacio Bahamondes, Jalen Turner potentially. Someone who can just keep him at the end and like really punish him, so he wouldn't relentlessly put pressure on. Because that's kind of his thing is putting pressure on, overwhelming you, breaking you. So that nice head kick, by the way. That was a nasty head kick against McKinney. That was, yeah. You kind of look at him differently now, remembering that he's done that. So, yeah. Next, Ignacio Bahamondes. Right. I didn't really pay attention to this guy for the longest, but I did see, a couple of his knockouts. But the most recent one I saw was actually the one at UFC Noche as well. I guess they threw on all the lightweight prospects, all the prospects on that card. He had a punch knockout, and most of his knockouts I've seen have been wheel kick, head kick, front kick. This dude has some crazy kicks. I really am impressed by his kicks. I'm pretty sure this kid's lightweight. He's coming for you, Ilya. He's coming for you, Islam. But yeah, he has some insane kicks. I really like his style, and as Baldy White would say, this kid's a savage. He finished a fighter with blood on his face. And you can see right there the power. I don't know where he's from, but that wherever region he's from, he's got that power from that region, right? He has been proven. He's lost, but he's proven himself, right? So you feel more confident now that he's surging up the ranks. Really entertaining. I really like watching him fight. Got a recent KO with his hands, something different compared to his whole career. And yeah, he just seems like he's progressing every day. Some of his cons, though, I know I've been glazing this boy. He has been beaten multiple times by kind of some jobbers. But, we evolve, right? Max Holloway, many people have had these shitty losses. And they've turned around, they've come back. But he's kind of old. He's not like Max Holloway age old at that time when he was losing. He's 27, so he's a bit of a unk. He's been in the UFC for a bit, so it's kind of really hard to say he's an upcoming prospect, but he is. He is up and coming the ranks, and I really enjoy him. I really enjoy watching these guys fight. So, thanks for watching. Let me know. I know this video is kind of a spurt of an idea. I was thinking about making the gritty gritsters of the UFC or the dumbest dum-dums of the UFC, but I went with something simple. I said, you know what? Let's go with a simple concept that anyone can get behind, and that's talented upcoming prospects. So I know there's gonna be one guy like in the comments be like, "Well, you right about Daniel Huber." I don't want to hear it. This is my list. This is my opinion, and that's right here. That's what I think of you. Right? I'm laughing. I'm laughing in your face, mate. All right. So that's it for today. Let me know what you guys think, and then until next time.